It is okay to be scared. It is okay to cry. Everything is okay, but giving up should not be an option. They always say that failure is not an option. Failure should be an option because when you fail, you get up, and then you fail, and then you get up, and that keeps you going. That's how humans are strong. Failure is an option, should be an option, but giving up is not. Never.
Somewhere right now, someone is making the decision that will turn them into a millionaire within the next 5 years. The crazy thing? It's not luck. It's not winning the lottery. It's a habit. Daily, repeatable, almost boring habits that build unstoppable momentum. In 2024, the United States added over 500,000 new millionaires. Think about that. While most people scrolled past opportunity, complained about the economy, or waited for the right time, hundreds of thousands quietly changed their lives forever. And here's the kicker. Many of them didn't start rich or have powerful connections. They were self-made entrepreneurs who built something from scratch, brick by brick, until they owned not just a business, but a life of financial freedom. So, what exactly is a millionaire entrepreneur? It's not just someone who makes a lot of money for a year or two. It's a builder, a creator, someone who has designed a business that works even when they sleep, producing sustainable wealth, not just a flashy paycheck. They've mastered more than just business tactics. They've mastered themselves. And in this video, I'm going to take you inside their world. You'll see the 7 powerful habits they live by, habits that rewire the way they think, move, work, and even breathe. These are the invisible gears behind their success, the same gears you can turn in your own life, starting today. You wake up 5 years from now and realize you've built something unstoppable. Your business runs like a machine. You have freedom, real freedom, not just money in the bank, but control over your time, your choices, your future. That's not a fantasy. That's a blueprint. And it starts here, with habit number 1. Before there were billionaires, before there were stock markets, there was an ancient outline, a simple, stubborn principle that every enduring empire, merchant, and fortune builder lived by. Spend less than you make. It sounds almost too simple to be powerful, but this is the foundation stone of millionaire entrepreneurs. They call it living below your means. And it's not just some dusty proverb, it's the financial DNA of the wealthy. From the outside, it looks almost boring. No flashy cars every time a paycheck clears. No impulsive, treat yourself, splurges. But beneath that restraint is something far more valuable. Control. The data doesn't lie. Most millionaires in America are self-made. They didn't inherit wealth, they built it. And here's the kicker. The majority of their net worth isn't in stacks of cash or designer watches. It's in long-term assets, retirement accounts, income-generating investments, and home equity. The average millionaire isn't living like a celebrity. They're living like your quietly successful neighbor who mows his own lawn and drives the same car for a decade. Just look at Warren Buffett, worth over $100 billion, yet he still lives in the same Omaha house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. He's not depriving himself. He's focusing his resources on multiplying wealth instead of draining it. Millionaire entrepreneurs know that wealth isn't about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep and grow. And this habit isn't about frugality for the sake of being cheap, it's about buying back your future. Every dollar not spent on instant gratification becomes a soldier in your financial army, compounding and expanding your freedom. Ancient outline, modern results. This is the power of living below your means, and it's just the first step. While the world sleeps, the next millionaires are already at work. The streets are quiet. The inbox is empty. The noise of the day hasn't yet begun, and in this silence, empires are planned. Habit 2 is what I call the discipline of the dawn, a commitment to rising early and using the morning hours as a launch pad for success. Millionaire entrepreneurs don't just wake up early for the sake of it. They rise before the sun to carve out space for their highest priorities before the world's distractions flood in. Science backs it up. A recent study found that early risers often demonstrate higher cognitive function, better decision-making, and stronger goal-directed behavior. That's because your brain's decision battery is fully charged in the morning, meaning those first hours can be worth double, even triple, the productivity of the rest of the day. These hours aren't for scrolling or reacting, they're for building. Many millionaires start with movement, exercise to sharpen the body. Then, mental clarity, journaling, planning, reading. And finally, attacking their single highest impact task of the day before anyone else can pull their attention away. Even Apple's CEO, Tim Cook, famously rises at 3:45 a.m. He once said, "If you sleep past sunrise, you've missed the most important part of the day." Millionaire entrepreneurs know this truth. You don't find time, you make it. And the easiest way to make more time is to steal it from the morning, when the world is still and your focus is unstoppable. The sun hasn't risen, but their future already has. This is the discipline of the dawn.
Drifting through life is easy. All you have to do is nothing. But building a fortune, that requires a roadmap. And for millionaire entrepreneurs, that roadmap is carved in ambition. Habit 3 is the roadmap of ambition, the discipline of setting clear, audacious goals that direct every move they make. This isn't about daydreaming. Millionaires don't just say, "I want to be rich someday." They define exactly how rich, by when, and through what actions. They understand the difference between a vague wish and a laser-focused objective. A wish says, "I want to grow my business." A goal says, "I will increase revenue by 25% in the next 12 months by launching 2 new products and doubling online marketing efforts." Clear goals transform overwhelming visions into daily, bite-sized actions. It's like climbing a mountain. You don't stare endlessly at the peak. You focus on the next step, then the next, and before you know it, you're at the summit. And here's the evidence. 38% of entrepreneurs credit self-discipline, which is directly fueled by goal setting, as the single most important factor in their success. Without defined targets, discipline drifts. With them, it locks in. Look at Elon Musk. When most people talk about big plans, they mean opening a second location or hitting a new sales record. Musk? He set a goal to colonize Mars. He built Tesla with the aim of accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. These goals weren't just bold. They were crystal clear, measurable, and driven by specific timelines. And because they were that defined, they attracted the right people, resources, and relentless momentum. Millionaire entrepreneurs live by this rule. If your goals don't scare you a little, they're not big enough. And once those goals are set, they follow them like a GPS, adjusting for detours, but never losing sight of the destination. Ambition gives you the dream, goals give you the map, and maps lead to millions. Money is a currency, but it's not the only one. For millionaire entrepreneurs, there's another kind of currency, one just as valuable, if not more. People. Habit 4 is the currency of a network, the art and discipline of building strategic relationships that create opportunity, insight, and momentum. This isn't about collecting business cards at crowded events or adding random LinkedIn connections you'll never speak to again. Millionaire entrepreneurs play a different game. They focus on mutual value, asking, "How can we win together?" They seek out mentors who have already walked the path and collaborators who bring unique strengths to the table. They don't just network, they connect. As the saying goes, Your network is your net worth. And in the world of business, it's true. Doors open faster when the right person has the key. Just look at Oprah Winfrey. Yes, she's a powerhouse talent. But talent alone doesn't build an empire. Oprah nurtured a network of mentors, producers, visionaries, and business leaders who believed in her vision, and she gave just as much value back to them. Over decades, she's turned those connections into collaborations, and those collaborations into a legacy. Millionaire entrepreneurs know that every meaningful relationship is like planting a seed. Some take time to grow, some blossom immediately, but every one of them expands your reach, your knowledge, and your possibilities. The richest people aren't just rich in money, they're rich in relationships. Because in business, who you know can change what you can do.
Most people see failure as the end of the road. Millionaire entrepreneurs, they see it as the start of a better one. Habit 6 is the alchemy of failure, the ability to take mistakes, setbacks, and even total collapses and turn them into the raw material for growth. Here's the reality. Business failure isn't an accident, it's a feature of the process. Only about 1/3 of businesses survive for 10 years or more. That means every entrepreneur you admire has faced losses, wrong turns, and moments where quitting seemed like the logical choice. The difference is, the millionaires didn't quit. They mined those failures for the gold of insight. They don't just bounce back, they bounce forward. Each failure becomes a data point. What went wrong? What needs to change? How can we adapt? This habit turns fear into curiosity and mistakes into innovation. As Jeff Bezos once said, "I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret that, but I knew the one thing I might regret is not trying." That's the mindset that transforms risk into reward. Think of failure like a forge. Yes, it's hot, uncomfortable, and a little dangerous, but it's in that heat that the strongest steel is made. Millionaire entrepreneurs step into the fire willingly, knowing that every setback makes them sharper, stronger, and more prepared for the next challenge. Failure isn't a full stop, it's a comma, and the sentence of success keeps going. A broken machine can't produce results, and in business, your body and mind are the machine. Habit 7 is the investment in self, the unwavering commitment to protecting and strengthening the one asset millionaire entrepreneurs value above all, their health. They understand that energy is the ultimate currency. Without it, creativity slows, decisions suffer, and even the best ideas die on the vine. That's why daily exercise, proper nutrition, and consistent sleep aren't nice-to-haves. They're non-negotiables. Science is clear. Exercise boosts cognitive function. Proper nutrition sharpens focus. Adequate sleep repairs the brain and fuels problem-solving. Together, they form a performance edge that no amount of coffee or hustle can replace.
I went to San Francisco and just got rejected a lot. So it was really... So I was pitching people, trying to get them to join my tech team. I was pitching investors, trying to get them to invest.
Take Melanie Perkins, co-founder of Canva. She built one of the world's most successful design platforms, but she's spoken openly about the importance of intentionally taking breaks, staying active, and prioritizing self-care. For her, avoiding burnout isn't laziness, it's a business strategy. 7 habits, 7 pillars, 7 quiet forces that when practiced daily can turn ordinary lives into extraordinary stories. From the ancient outline of living below your means to the discipline of the dawn that shapes each day, from the roadmap of ambition that directs every step to the currency of a network that opens doors, from the unending classroom of continuous learning to the alchemy of failure that turns setbacks into fuel, and finally to the investment in self, protecting the body and mind that make it all possible. These aren't tricks, they aren't shortcuts, they are habits, disciplined, intentional actions repeated over time. Millionaire entrepreneurs don't wait for luck, they engineer their success through consistency, resilience, and focus. And here's the truth, these habits aren't reserved for the elite. They're available to anyone, anywhere, starting today. The path to becoming a millionaire entrepreneur isn't paved with secrets. It's built step by step through self-improvement, deliberate choices, and relentless dedication. Your habits will shape your future, so the only question left is, which ones will you choose?